Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be going into the P365 Micro by Sig Sauer. I know what y'all might be thinking. The Sig guy is going to review another Sig. Well, yeah, you're kind of right. When the P365 first came out, Sig had its own fair share of issues to iron out, and once they figured a lot of that out, that's kind of when I picked this one up. They fixed the main issue, which was with striker drag. For those who are unfamiliar with striker drag, what it is the striker's what's inside of a striker fired pistol that impacts the primer on the back end of the cartridge to make the bullet go off. Now, what striker drag is whenever that striker hits that primer, it causes a bullet to fire off, and before that striker is able to come back, the pistol is already starting to eject the cartridge, and it causes that striker to drag into that primer. If it does this a lot, it can damage the striker to the point to where the cartridge will not go off. So they had some issues with that when this first came out, but they've ironed all of that out since then. Now, I haven't really put this one through the abuse that I've put my 2022 through, so it's only seen about 1,200 rounds. I can say honestly, though, that there have been no failures to fire, no failures to feed, and no stovepipes. However, there has been some issues with ammo sizing when it comes to actually cycling unspent rounds through this firearm. I have a little bit of demonstration here for you. We have a silver tip and a HydroShock, and you notice that the HydroShock is actually a little bit taller, and that actually makes a big difference in cycling through this firearm. I didn't think that there would be huge ammo restrictions when dealing with this gun, but yeah, that is one of the few issues that I've actually run into. So we have the silver tip on the right, and we have HydroShock on the left. Silver tip. Cycle that in and cycle it out. No problem. We're going to go for the HydroShock. Cycle it in. Can't cycle it out. And that can be pretty dangerous. To me, that's a big no-no. And yeah, you gotta work to actually get it out. So what I like to do is I like to grab it backwards and kind of, after ejecting the magazine, you gotta push it through the bottom, and yeah. Show y'all in real time. It's 9mm. If it'll focus. There we go. That is definitely 9mm. So I feel like this is one of the main reasons they made the P365 ammo, but not 100%. However, if you're looking for an alternative, the silver tips definitely work. And for those of you who need a size comparison, here is it next to a Shield 2.0. As you can see, the slide is shorter and the handle is shorter. The grip is definitely a little more skinny, so if you have small hands, the P365 might be an excellent option for you. Alright, let's get into some dimensions. We have 5.8 inch overall length. We have a 4.3 inch height. We have 1.06 on the width, which is pretty narrow for a double stack if you ask me, with an unloaded weight of 17.8 ounces, which is pretty light. It has about a 6-pound trigger pull and a 3.1 inch barrel. Alright, let's talk capacities. For your standard magazine, you have 10-in-1, and that sits flush. Now, I have what some would call a large hand, but it's about a normal size hand if you ask me. I'm used to it. So, for me, I'm actually able to get half of a pinky on there. And I know that's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but for me it really doesn't make that much of a difference. I can keep decent amount with my pinky alone. So I have no problem actually retaining this firearm. But if that bothers you, they also have one that's also 10 rounds with a little bit of an extra pinky. So I can get a full pinky purchase on that. No problem. And that's, once again, 10 and 1. Now, if that's not enough for you, they do have a 12 round, which this is a Pro Mag, but 12 round magazine that allows you to get a full palm and pinky on there. So you have 12 and 1, 13 total. And if that's not enough, they also have a 15 round magazine. It kind of sticks out a little bit, but that's a full purchase on that handgun. What I normally do is I walk around with a flush and the 15 in my pocket. As you'll notice, there is no safety on the P365, but if you ask me, and I share the same opinion as a lot of people out there, if you have the handgun in a holster, the handgun is safe. Speaking of holsters, my choice holster that I walk around with all the time is a CYA holster. No sponsorship, just kind of a personal preference, and it fits in there pretty good. You don't have any metal touching your bare skin. It's got amazing retention. So, that's not gonna come out of anything, especially if it's in your waistband. It's in there good. It's holding on tight. That also doesn't mean that it will not fit in a DeSantis pocket holder with ease. So sometimes when I'm going for a walk with my dog, I'll bring this one, but usually I'm walking around with the CYA. One of the main selling points for this, to me, over the Hellcat, was the sights. Not knocking the Hellcat, Springfield's a hell of a company. A lot of people trust that Hellcat, and that Hellcat is reliable as well. Also, because of the print, it has softer, more round contours here and here whenever you have it in your waistband, and it just disappears a little more seamlessly for me. Probably also has a little bit of bias because I'm a Sig guy, but Now let's field strip it. Basically, rack it back and lock it down. Rotate your takedown lever clockwise, 90 degrees. Unlock the slide and follow through. Past that, you just take your spring out, double spring, and you take your barrel out. There is not much to it at all. Now, to put it back together, just reverse the process. Take your barrel, put it in the slide, take your spring, thread it through, and put this flat end right here into the nook on the barrel. There's a little U-shaped nook that they have cut out for it. Take your handle and make sure this tiny switch right here is down. Otherwise it'll interfere with the slide and it won't allow you to put it back together. After that, you just take your slide, rack it back, and rotate your takedown lever 90 degrees counterclockwise, and you're set. Now to test it, go ahead and let your slide go. Pull your trigger. And there's your trigger reset. Alright, y'all. I think that's enough talking. Let's go out to the range and see what she can do. Alright, so doing the 365 with the 210s, the 12, and the 15 round magazine, roughly 5 yards. Flush mag, 10 rounds. Extended pinky mag, another 10 rounds.
So when I put my dot on the 7,
12 rounds.
below it, then I raise it up above the 7.
Big old 15 rounder going hot. So you can see, here's where a majority of it was. So it is a little down to the left. That's probably my fault. Right here you have the 10 rounders, right here you have the 12 rounders, and right here you have the 15 round magazine. So it does help with accuracy quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to go with the 15 and 12 round magazine again just to see if it stays consistently on target. $15 round going hot. Still pretty good on the bullseye, a little bit down and to the left, but overall not bad. Let's take it back out and do a 12 rounder. Going hot. Still consistently down and to the left, however, pretty dang close to the bullseye. I'd say not bad at all. For a full grip, it does definitely help your accuracy. So this time I'm running 2 of the 10 round magazines, 1 brass, 1 steel. We're gonna see if it makes any difference. 10 round brass going hot. $10 steel going hot. Still staying with that down and to the left. I didn't really feel much of a difference, and it definitely has no problem cycling it. Alright, so we're going to test the accuracy between the 10 and the 15 round magazine. Each one is holding 10. Not too bad on both. A little to the left, which is my signature. The 10 rounder had a little down and to the left. but both are on pretty much center mass. It's a passing grade, and it's been running everything as we can expect Sig Sauer to do. And because you should always test what ammunition you're carrying, today we're going to go with 10 rounds of silver tip. This ammunition fits in this chamber well and cycles in and out very well. I've had no problem with it so far. Let's see if that continues. 10 rounds, silver tip, going hot. Still, center mass. Apparently I need to work on my marksmanship just a hair. And just to see if it makes a difference, we're going to go up to the 15 round magazine again. With silver tip, 10 rounds. Going hot. Still pretty consistent. I think I'm going to pop a bore sight in here to see if it's off to the left a little bit. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's just my horrible marksmanship. But still, this is a gun that I carry, and I know it's reliably down and to the left. I guess that's all that matters right now. Alright, well, this thing's pretty true. So, and that does it for the day. Alright. Time to go home and get everything cleaned up. Let's go ahead and tear it down. Nope, nowhere even on the barrel. So even after a good run at the range, it's dirty, but that's to be expected. It being a stainless actually kind of does smooth out some of that recoil. It's almost like it's just a little less friction than the blued steel, so it's one of the things I do like about shooting stainless firearms. Also, they're a little easier to clean. Alright everybody, I think that just about covers it for the P365 Micro. Thanks for staying to the end of the episode, and thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you all next time.